Very good evening to all my dear students. I welcome you all on my channel. Today we'll discuss Professor John Rawls' theory of justice, जिसे हम egalitarian theory भी बोल सकते हैं, theory of fairness भी बोल सकते हैं. He was the American philosopher and he developed this egalitarian theory of justice. He basically embodies the Kantian concept of equality while developing his theory of justice. So his theory is basically known as an alternative to the utilitarianism, and so he reformulated the utilitarianism. Basically, he called his theory of justice as a theory of fairness. So in his theory, he basically gave two basic principles of justice, and those principles we can see in the constitutional democracy. तो पहला प्रिंसिपल है, दैट इज द प्रिंसिपल ऑफ मैक्सिमाइजेशन ऑफ लिबर्टी, जिसे हम बोलते हैं इक्वल लिबर्टी प्रिंसिपल. नाउ दिस मैक्सिमाइजेशन ऑफ लिबर्टी बेसिकली यूज फॉर द प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ लिबर्टी इटसेल्फ. सो ही मीन टू से दैट हम अपनी लिबर्टी को मैक्सिमम लेवल तक यूज कर सकते हैं, एंजॉय कर सकते हैं, बट while enjoying ours liberty, we have to consider the liberty of all also. जैसे आर्टिकल 19(1)(a) of the constitution, which gives the very basic fundamental right, that is freedom of speech and expression, to each and every citizen within the territory of India. But we have to understand that this fundamental right is subject to certain reasonable restrictions. So we can enjoy our right, that is freedom of speech and expression, at the fullest extent, but at the same time we have to accept that there is Article 19 Clause 2 of the Constitution which provides a reasonable restrictions on this freedom of speech and expression. So in the same manner, Rawls जो है वो बोलते हैं मैक्सिमाइजेशन ऑफ लिबर्टी. तो मैक्सिमाइजेशन ऑफ लिबर्टी का मतलब है फॉर द प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ लिबर्टी इटसेल्फ, एंड दैट इज द लिबर्टी ऑफ ऑल. अ पर्सन कैन एंजॉय हिज फ्रीडम, हिज लिबर्टी एट द फुलेस्ट एक्सटेंट. दूसरा जो प्रिंसिपल है वो प्रिंसिपल ऑफ डिफरेंस बोल सकते हैं, कि जिसमें प्रोफेसर रॉल्स बोलते हैं कि देयर इज अ इक्वालिटी फॉर ऑल इन द बेसिक लिबर्टीज ऑफ सोशल लाइफ एंड ऑल्सो इन द डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ ऑल अदर फॉर्म्स ऑफ सोशल गुड्स, subject to exception that inequalities may be permitted if they produce the greatest possible benefit for those least developed classes. तो सेकंड प्रिंसिपल ये बोलता है जहां जहां पे जरूरत है वहां पे जो लिस्ट डेवलप्ड क्लास है, जो बैकवर्ड क्लास है इन द सोसाइटी, उनको भी वहां पे रिकॉग्नाइज करना, उनको भी वहां पे इन दैट पर्टिकुलर सिस्टम ऑफ इक्वालिटी अपलिफ्ट करना, डेवलप करना. ये जो प्रिंसिपल ऑफ डिफरेंस है, ये प्रिंसिपल ऑफ डिफरेंस प्रोफेसर जॉन रॉल्स अपनी फिलॉसफी में, अपनी थियरी ऑफ जस्टिस में प्रपाउंड करते हैं. सो ऑन द सिमिलर लाइन इन आर सिस्टम, जैसे आर्टिकल 15 है, आर्टिकल 15 क्लॉज 3 है, आर्टिकल 15 क्लॉज 4 है, जो सेट आउट करता है कि there is a need of a affirmative action program for those who are not represented in the mainstream society, and for their development, for their upliftment, we have to accept that they are not at par with the general class of the society. And so, if that particular least developed class is having a potential for their benefit, the distribution of goods, the distribution of that particular social goods can be made, can be arranged. That is the second principle of Professor John Rawls. Rawls' theory of justice focuses on social justice basically, and he considers it as a very feature of well-ordered society. He has given three principles of justice. Number one, that is a principle of equal liberty, in which we understand that individual liberty must be enjoyed by considering the liberty of all. Second, that is, he has given the difference principle. It is nothing but the recognition of inequalities and allowing it for the least well-off persons of the society or in that society. And we can equate this particular principle with the concept of reservation or the concept of affirmative action plan in our legal system in the form of Article 15(16) of the Indian Constitution. Third, he gave the principle of equal opportunities. All public offices and employment and the positions in that employment, they must be made available to everyone, and society should strive to eliminate differences caused by accident of birth or social condition. So he advocates for the equal opportunity principle, and that is his third principle in the theory of justice. So in this three principles, Professor John Rawls' theory of justice, in a very nutshell, we could understand. एंड ये theory of justice का जो principle है, ये equality को भी advocate करता है and at the same time ये inequality को भी permit करता है, जहाँ पे जो backward society है उस backward society के upliftment के लिए, उनके rights को recognize करने के लिए, जहाँ पे inequality को हमें permit करना है, allow करना है, तो वहाँ पे वो arrangement भी लीगल ऑर्डर में होना चाहिए, सिस्टम में होना चाहिए. दैट इज़ द वेरी क्रक्स नोशन ऑफ प्रोफेसर रॉल्स थियरी ऑफ जस्टिस. इसको क्रिटिसाइज भी किया गया है. बेसिकली द एडवोकेट्स ऑफ एक्सट्रीम इक्वालिटी जो बिलीव नहीं करते हैं इन सच अरेंजमेंट ऑफ सोसाइटी की जिसमें इनइक्वालिटीज़ हमने एक्नॉलेज करनी चाहिए. So those philosophers basically they criticize the Professor Rawls theory of justice. So this is Professor Rawls theory of distributive justice, theory of egalitarian society, the theory of fairness. I hope in brief आपको ये वीडियो समझ में आया होगा. अगर आपको ये वीडियो अच्छा लगा है तो प्लीज़ लाइक करें, शेयर करें and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you.